I was just talking and talking to myself. I'm sorry, you guys. Hey. I forgot to add myself to the screen. So you guys come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. As you guys come on into the live, say hi, hello, hey, all that awesome stuff. So that we can go ahead and see who's on here. Those of you that may be new to my space, welcome, 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 welcome. My name is Beverly Walthour. I am a business strategist specifically for established Christian female coaches who desire to accelerate their income and their impact without compromising their Christian values. And so, you guys, I wanted to hop on here, have this conversation. I see you guys. Hey, Dr. Peggy, come on in, come on in. Hey, Tisha, you guys, come on in. Hey. And so, you guys, you know me. Hey, Diane, you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say I'm not going to be before you long. I'm not gonna be before you long, you guys, I promise. But I wanted to hop on here and have this conversation. There you guys go. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. And so, you guys, as you can see from the title, first of all, this has been a long day. I met with my accelerators. I did a live in the group for the challengers. I just got finished with an interview in someone else's Facebook group. But I said I wanted to have this conversation because here we are, on day 8 of September. And so I want to make sure that you guys are tracking and trekking along. Okay. And so as you can see from the title of this live, we're going to talk about just a couple of things for you when it comes to creating more sales in the month of September. And so I want you guys to ensure, and this was one of the purposes of the challenge that we're doing, the 30 days of sales September challenge that we're doing. So I've promoted that for about 2.5 weeks. So those of you that are connected with me, you knew about that particular challenge. And so the powerful thing with that challenge and what I love, every single day someone is posting sales, period, every single day. And so I want to pull a couple of lessons that I'm learning, even from the ladies that's a part of the challenge. So there's over 40 people that are in that Facebook group, over 40 people who have signed up for the challenge. And the powerful piece, let me share this, and I haven't even shared it with the ladies in the challenge. The powerful piece for a lot of the ladies that are a part of that challenge, a lot of them I knew before, we've had some type of connection before the challenge, but there are a lot of ladies that are a part of that challenge that they've never done any programs with me. Some of them have never interacted or engaged in any of my content. There was one I need to message her to see how she even found the challenge, because we're not friends. We weren't friends on Facebook. We're not connected on any social media platform. And so, this just goes to the power of you showing up. This goes to the power of you being consistent. And we're going to talk about some of these things, with the topic for today. But you guys, I'm telling you, social media is a powerful tool and resource for you to leverage. Hey, Sherry. And so I want to ensure that you guys are leveraging the tool that you literally have at your fingertips. So whether or not you're on your computer, your iPad, your phone, however it is that you're connecting when it comes to social media, but leverage that platform. But that's just one of the platforms for you to leverage. So let's go ahead and dive on into the conversation, because like I said, I'm not going to be before you guys long. 30 minutes max. 30 minutes max. Okay. And so for those of you that are looking to close more sales in the month of September. So like I said, you guys, we're day 8 at the time of this recording. We're, here on the east over here, Eastern Standard Time. It's 9:05 p.m. So we're getting ready to close down, the 8th day of September. There are some people that are already in the 9th day of September, depending upon where in the world they are right now. And so my thing is, we don't want to continue to go day after day after day without sales. And so like I said, I'm going to talk about some of the experiences with the ladies in the group. And I may actually do a live with some of them in the challenge, and just have them tell you guys what their experience has been like for them so far. But I'm going to talk to you guys from this perspective. And like I said, I'm going to put a post in the group and see if some of them will come on and do a live with me, over the next couple of days, so that they can share their experience from the first 8 days of the month. Boom. And you guys, I'm telling you, we see, and you guys let people know, we see comments like this every single day in that challenge. Congratulations, Sherry. So make sure that you go through and share this in the group. And so I'm going to talk to you guys about a few things. So when it comes to closing more sales in the month of September, clarity is going to be key. And so when I talk about clarity, there are so many areas, but this is the thing too. So many of you guys feel like you have to be 100% clear on 100% of the areas and 100% of the things that you're doing. And you guys, that's false. That is false. for a lot of you guys, you're going to gain the clarity the more people that you work with. Some of you guys are trying to make things so perfect on the front end that you are not getting out there and serving your people, and you're actually doing them a disservice. And so the more you work with people, and that will allow for you to decide who you desire to work with and who you don't want to work with, getting people in your program and figuring out the pieces that work, the pieces that don't work, the way that you're serving them. Does that work? Does that work for my lifestyle? That type of thing. So the thing is, get people in. That's what you want to do. And that was something that I learned as an educator. Once again, I can plan the most perfect lessons. I can have the most perfect unit plans out there that there ever was made known to man when it comes to middle school math. It can be good on paper, but in order for me to know how effective it's going to be and whether or not the students were going to actually be able to take that information and incorporate that information and then produce, I had to get them in the actual lesson. Like, I had to take the lesson off paper and actually present it to them and have them engage with the lesson and actually go through the content. That was the best way for me to see what was going to work and what didn't work. And literally, there would be things that I would do first period. I'm like, oh, this, I had to tweak it during first period, because second period, I had to do some tweaks because it didn't work or it bombed, or I'm like, oh, this was I got to definitely make sure that I do. You guys, I'm telling you, this part right here. So many of us are stuck in this phase of perfection to where, once again, it's literally paralyzing you. And so the people that you've been called to serve, they're not even being able to be served right now. So like I said, for a lot of you guys, that clarity is going to come through your actions. That clarity is going to come through you actually doing. And so for a lot of the ladies in the challenge, and they will tell you, for a lot of the ladies in the challenge, they're doing what they know to do. And then once again, they're asking questions, and we're making tweaks along the way. They didn't come into this challenge with everything perfected. What they came into this challenge with was, hey, you know what? At least for the month of September, babe, I can't speak to nothing else, but at least for the month of September, for 30 days, I want to focus on what it is that we're doing. I want to focus on sales. I told them the very first day, sales is service. If they're selling their programs, that means that they are serving the people that God called them to serve. And so they wanted to focus on the month of September. They wanted to focus on serving their people. And they're serving their people through what their offers are, period. So get it out there. For some of them, I'm like, hey, we're going to have to go for a quick win. We're going to have to go for a quick win, because for a lot of them, they're like, babe, this ain't working. Babe, I don't know if I can continue to do this. Babe. And so for them, they need to get some sales in for that quick win, so that they realize that this wasn't a fluke, that God called you to this, and that you can actually do it. And so for a lot of them, it's not even about the amount of the sale. It's just the fact that they were able to sell something, because once again, they know that they're now able to serve someone. And that someone being the people that God has called for them to serve in this season. And so that's the thing. And for a lot of them, like I said, they're not getting one-on-one attention with me. Literally, they're in the group and they're posting in the group their questions. Hey, babe, can I get feedback on this? That type of situation. And they're dropping it in there, and I'll hop right on in there. And I'll do a live and I'll address their questions. Because once again, like I said, that clarity is going to come from them doing. And that's what I want a lot of you guys to walk away. So if you're looking to make sales more sales in the month of September, get out there and serve your people. Get your offer out there in front of your people. And those of you, like I said, for some of you guys, you need a quick sale for that quick win. And like I said, some of them, they were making sales on day one, the very first day. And once again, I'll provide a tip. Somebody will take it and run and come back. Oh my gosh, babe, I implemented. Wait a minute, babe, I made a pre-sale. I thought I wasn't going to be able to sell my stuff until October. I'm like, we're not waiting until October, no ma'am. Why am I going to wait till October? I can go ahead and sell it to them today. Although the program doesn't start until October or November, December, January, whatever it is, you can still sell it today. That pre-sale is a powerful strategy. One of them now, we're getting some clarity on, and I'm just asking her a series of questions. I'm just like, hey, who is it that you serve? How do you serve them? Hey, so do you serve them in that way? Hey, have you thought about that? And I'll do a live and I'll address their questions. Because once again, like I said, for a lot of them, they're like, babe, this ain't working. Babe, I don't know if I can continue to do this. Babe, I don't know if I can continue to do this. And so for them, they need to get some sales in for that quick win. And so for a lot of you guys, that's what I want a lot of you guys to walk away. So if you're looking to make sales in your more sales in the month of September, get out there and serve your people. Get your offer out there in front of your people. And those of you, like I said, for some of you guys, you need a quick sale Just asking them questions. So once again, the clarity is going to come in the doing. But she went ahead and updated her banner. The clarity is going to come in the doing. So I need some of you guys to get out there and do. It doesn't have to be perfect. Get out there, though, and serve your people. So that's one of the biggest things that I think a lot of them in that challenge is learning. They're learning that, hey, the clarity is going to come in the doing, that everything doesn't have to be perfect. Let me just put myself out there. Let me put my offer out there. Let me have conversations with people. Let me click that go live button. Let me go ahead and do that reel, whatever it may be. So that's the first thing. Once again, the clarity is going to come in the doing. The second thing, I'm telling them, put their offer out there every single day. Put an offer out there every single day. Now, I would love for their offer to be a paid offer. I would love for it to be a paid offer, but not. So they're putting paid offers out, but also they're putting things out there like, hey, join my Facebook group. Hey, download my freebie. Because that Facebook group and that freebie should still end up leading to something paid. So they're like, Bev, I don't want to do free masterclasses anymore. You know what? You don't have to. You don't have to do a free masterclass. The challenge that you do doesn't have to be free either. You don't have to do that. And so there's power in having that freedom, because sometimes we feel like things have to look a certain way. No, this is your business. If my thing is, if you're doing something and it's not yielding the results, let's try something different. If that didn't work, you know what? We still can tweak. We still can tweak. I love it, Dr. Baby. I've learned to come against fear and walk in faith. If God said it, he'll help me to do it. That part right there. That part right there. And so, you guys, that's the thing, because when you're out there and you're, you're getting that clarity, you're doing the thing, you're not doing it in your own, you're not doing it in your own strength. We get the wonderful power in knowing that we get to partner with the Holy Spirit to help guide us and lead us. So my thing is, put your offer out there every day. I say put your paid offer out there every day. I'm just saying, this is just me. This is just me. I love Dr. Peggy comes into the group. I got 22 new people on my list. Hey, y'all, I made this sale here. I did this. I did that. Just by putting herself out there. So for some of you guys, put your offer out there daily. Put an offer out there daily, or a way for people to connect with you. So whether or not you want them in your Facebook group, whether or not you want them on your email list, however it is that you want to do, so you can have that consistent communication with them. But put it out there. Put it out there. Sherry's in there killing it with her media stuff. Like, come on, y'all, come on over here and get this over here. Come on over here and get this. Look, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So once again, are you putting your offer out there daily? Because people ask me all the time, Bev, how often should I put my offer out there? Well, how often do you want to make a sale? I mean, how often? Every day? Okay, then put something out there every day. Put something out there every day. Well, Bev, I don't want to make it seem like all I'm doing is selling. You should have other content out there outside of just buy my stuff. And so I'm always talking to you guys. You have a variety of content out there, but there is content out there. So once again, and the thing is, they'll say, well, Bev, how often should I post? That's up to you. Like, I don't like to tell my clients, and I know that there are people out there that say, hey, you need to post 3 times a day. The devil is a liar. No, I don't need to do nothing. I don't need to do nothing. Now, for me, because I use my social media as a part of my business, what I do for me. So if you go to my personal page, I do post multiple times a day. Why is that? Because once again, it's a part of my entrepreneurial journey. But I'm also in my business full time as well. So that does make a difference. It does make a difference. And so once again, me having a post out there about getting I'm sitting outside in the backyard. A post out there, hey, you guys, they're over there killing it over there in the challenge. Oh, one of my clients just had a $10,500 week last week. Hey, you want your 5-figure week? Let's go ahead and schedule this call. It's all just interwoven, and it's just a part of it. Make it a part of your content. Some of you guys are literally, as I go throughout my day, I ask myself, well, hey, is this something that I can share with my people online? Is this something I can share? Holy Spirit, what should I share? You see what I'm saying? Some of us were overthinking the process. You're overthinking it. What can you do to connect with your audience? Your audience needs to know that you're more than just a coach. So how can you connect with your audience in a way to where it helps to build that community? What can you do? How can you build that community? For some of you guys, your issue is you haven't built a community. Just because someone has, you're friends with them on social media, have you built a community with those people? Is it a relationship with those people? Or are they just friends? Social media friends. There's a difference. Some of you guys, part of the issue, like I said, you need to build a community. Then I don't have time. But like I said, you got time to sit on someone else's job for 9 hours a day. Okay, that's a whole nother story. I'm just saying. And this is the part right here. It's being authentic. It's sharing pieces of your life so that people get to see all the pieces, all the parts. Have those conversations, have those connections. And even when you go live, it doesn't always have to be about business. Now, I don't always, a lot of my lives are business generated, like business geared, but not every last one of them. When I was on the beach a couple of weeks ago, I'm like, hey, y'all come on out here and enjoy these waves. Sit here with in the waves with me. When I did the New Edition concert, because I love me some New Edition. Look, y'all came to the concert with me. Come on. Y'all gonna hear all this bad singing and everything. Build the community. Build that connection with people. Let people know that they're not, that you actually see and hear them, that you're actually interested in them and what's going on in their lives. You're connected with people on social media. Check in with, just send them a message on Messenger just to check in with them. How are you doing? You see what I'm saying? That type of thing. Use this opportunity to build those relationships. And so once again, so when it's time for you to put your offer out there, you have people who are interested. I'm just saying. So once again, put your offer out there daily. Put your offer out there daily. Let people know how they can work with you. How can they work with you? And then that final thing was what I was just talking about, community. You guys, I'm telling you, there is so much power in community. There was so much power in community. And one thing I can say, God has blessed me when it comes to this community building, because I shared with you guys when the very first business I had, the girl that told me about the business. So I had a K through 12 in-home tutoring company because I was an educator for 14 years. And so think about it, 14 years ago, social media wasn't as huge as it is now. Think about it. So when I started that first business, all I knew who was an entrepreneur was her. That was all I knew. And it was such a lonely journey because I couldn't have conversations with other people because I didn't know anybody. And one of the things that I said to God, when fast forward to business number 4, I'm like, God, one of the things I desire to have is a community of other female entrepreneurs so that they can see that, hey, they don't have to journey this thing by themselves. And when I tell you he has blessed me in this area, he has blessed me with an amazing community. Y'all messing me. Bev, when the wedding? Bev, I'm coming to the wedding. Bev, look here, look. I don't know how many wedding invitations, whenever the wedding. I don't even know who, first of all, would have been at. But look, I don't know how many invites I'm going to have to send out. Y'all come on. We just going to go virtual. Here we go. But y'all come on. Y'all come on. But you guys, I'm telling you, take that time to connect and build. And I promise you, the stuff that these women are sharing in this challenge, I'm just like, mighty God. Mighty God. They're sharing stuff that doesn't have anything to do with business. They're just sharing things that are going on in their life. So when you have that power and you're able to build that community where those women, they feel comfortable and being able to share. They trust you with that part of their life, whether it's life, career, relationship, however it is that you serve your people, they trust you with that. And so I don't take that for granted, because I'm telling you guys, the stuff that I get to see and the stuff that they share, I'm like, mighty God, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So when I say this stuff is not about you, that's why I tell you to share other pieces of your life. It's not just about the business stuff. So share that stuff as well and watch what happens. Watch what happens. So you guys, like I said, community is huge as well. So think about what are some things that you can do to build community. And it doesn't matter which platform you're on, whichever platform you're on, how can you build community there? Well, Bev, it's harder for me to build community on this particular platform over here. So what can you do to build the platform? Those people who are there, what can you do to build the platform? I mean, to build a sense of community. What can you do? So that's what you want to ask yourself. Okay, and I wasn't going to say anything, but then now that Dr. Peggy has mentioned her age, so you guys, this is what I love about Dr. Peggy. This is what I love. She reminds me of one of the clients that I used to have, Dr. J, who passed away. She passed away last year. But they don't allow their age to stop them. They were like, as long as God has called me to this thing, I'm going to serve my people. This part right here. So I need y'all to see. Dr. Peggy says Dr. Peggy is 60. I'm like 69 where? But if Dr. Peggy says she's 69, we're going to go with what Dr. Peggy said is she's 69. You're going to sit here and tell me that someone who is 69, if she can go through and use this technology, all of us can. We have zero excuses. So when we say that we're not good at technology, you guys, you got to be really careful about with your words. Because remember, I love what she said. You guys, I don't have to navigate this by myself. I can tap into the power of the Holy Spirit, I need you to help me with this thing because I don't know how to do this right here. And either he'll show you or he'll bring someone to help support you. Period. Period. So thank you for sharing that, Dr. Peggy. I love that. She said, I'm still walking in my assignment. And so one way for me to walk in my assignment is to leverage this thing called social media and leverage this technology. I'm going to do it. And that alone right there is commendable. And so you guys, that's the thing. So what are you doing, or what are some things that you can do to help to build community? And with that community, what ends up happening is, and one of the things, and the ladies will tell you this, the ladies in the challenge will tell you this. Once again, when you build those powerful communities, they will stand in the gap for one another. So what I mean by that, in the challenge, y'all, it's over 40 of them people in there. It's 40 people. I can't answer everybody. I can't answer everybody. But you know what? They'll go in there and they'll answer one another. So I don't have to do all the questions. I don't have to answer all the questions there. That's the power of having a community. That's the power of being a part of a community. And for me, I'm going to say it, a community of believers in business. Because to me, it's different. It's different when I'm surrounded by my sisters in Christ. It's something different there. The connection is different. It's not about competing. It's really and truly about encouraging and celebrating one another. Because the competition, once again, there's no competition in Christ. I don't have to compete with anything. My daddy, who owns it all, there's way more than enough. So I don't have to compete. I do not have to compete, period. And that's the beauty in it all. Hey, Jelana, I didn't see you on here. Hey. That's the beauty in it. And so I'm telling you, it's nothing like having other believers in business. And we're together, we come together as a community. And so you guys, I'm asking you, those of you, if you're desiring to create more sales, what can you do to build that community? How can you build your community? And once again, it doesn't have to look like everyone else, but you do want to have something where, once again, you're building that community, you're building those relationships with people. And I'm telling you, when you do, it's going to make a huge difference with your sales as well. And the thing is, I don't have to wait 30 days. Well, babe, I got to get on this platform over here that I got to give value for 30 days, and then I can ask. No, I don't know where you got that from. That's not true. So what can you do today? Or some of you guys like, babe, it's late. But hey, if you're on the West Coast, it's only 6:30. So what can you do today? Or those of you, if you're like, it's late, what can you do tomorrow? What can you do tomorrow to build community? Who can you interact and engage with? And maybe you decide, okay, you know what? It'll be a handful of people that I'll start, and I'll make sure that I consistently engage with them. Just start with a handful of people. And then it can grow from there. It can grow from there. A handful of people, and it can grow from there. So try that, try that, try that. So see how that works. So once again, make that decision that, hey, this is what I'm going to do to start building that community. Okay. And then the final thing when it comes to more sales is going to be consistency. That consistency. What are you doing consistently? And that's one of the things. It's so funny. One of the ladies in the challenge, I think I remember who it was. And every day they have to check in. Every day. Actually, they have to check in twice a day. They have to check in twice a day. And so somebody was like, oh, this is what consistency is. This is only day 8. But you guys, I'm telling you, build that consistency muscle, because for a lot of us, we're not used to it. They're not used to that. They're not used to showing up and checking in. They're not used to showing up and checking in. Oh, excellent question, Celeste. Excellent question. She said, great information. How would I build a community on LinkedIn? And so, Celeste, it's a couple of different ways that you can do it. Now, LinkedIn does have groups, but LinkedIn's groups are a little different. They're not like Facebook groups. So it doesn't have that, to me, in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong, but it doesn't have that community feel over there like that in LinkedIn groups. So one thing that I would strongly encourage you, Celeste, to do to build that community, it goes back to that interaction and engagement. So just like I said, like, have a handful of people on that particular platform that you ensure that you consistently interact and engage with. And so, you guys, this goes for all of you guys on any platform. Have that, once again, that handful of people that you consistently interact and engage with. And part of that interaction and engagement is, once again, like I said, commenting on their content, but also sharing their content as well. Because then, especially on LinkedIn, but first of all, on LinkedIn, when you comment on other people's content anyway, those people who are your second and third connections, they see their content as well. So that's a different little thing over there on LinkedIn that I love. But once again, have that handful of people that you want to interact and engage with. And like I said, that interaction and engagement is, interacting and engaging on their content, sharing their content. And you guys also leveraging Messenger. And so with that, LinkedIn, it has a different feel. But even when I say leveraging Messenger, really and truly using that to connect with them. Now, of course, people are leery. And to me, I feel like, especially on LinkedIn, when people are hopping in their Messenger. But once again, really and truly have that sincere, I want to connect, and let them know, hey, I'm really on a mission to sincerely and genuinely connect with people here on LinkedIn. Now, some of the people is going to turn them off, and, because of whatever prior experiences they had and all that stuff like that. But like I said, there are going to be some people that will genuinely connect with you. And so, you guys, those connections may actually be where you hop on Zoom for a few minutes and you talk about what it is that you do, and they talk about what it is that they do. And, you see if there's some type of synergy there. And once again, it's not about you. Don't go into it like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to sign a client. No, go into it with, like I said, sincerely wanting to build and connect with people, and watch what happens. Because one thing I will say about LinkedIn is it is still a very powerful networking platform. And so there are powerful relationships that you can build off that platform. So that's one of the things that I will say about LinkedIn. Good. So let's definitely let me know. Come back and let me know how that works. But like I said, you guys, that strategy where I said just a handful of people, that will work on any one of the platforms, and just start there. Like I said, sincerely connecting with people. And like I said, to me, because it makes me think about real life as well, because we can get so busy even in real life that we don't connect with people as often. Think about it. Like, for some of us, we're just like, man, I haven't spoken to my girl in a minute, because life is happening. And so I was telling my clients earlier, that may mean you need to actually put it on your calendar and say, hey, every Thursday, I'm going to make sure that I connect with such and such. It's the same thing with social media. You may have to carve out some time to be really intentional. And I say, carve out 30 minutes. And it doesn't have to be every single day. You may decide to do it once a week. You may decide to connect with people twice a week. It doesn't have to be every day. It does not have to be every day. But be really intentional with that. That was a really good question. Thank you for asking that. And so, like I said, that last part, that consistency. What does that consistency look like? So for the ladies who are part of the challenge, they committed to 30 days. 30 days of consistency. And like I said, one person's like, oh, shoot, this has only been 8 days. Now, this is what it looks like. But like I said, for a lot of us, we're going to have to build our consistency muscle. And so once again, that means that you're going to have to do a thing consistently. And what are they saying now? I think it's now like 60 days or something like that to form a habit. I think they now changed it from like 21 or something to 60, something like that. But at least for the ladies that's a part of the challenge for the month of September, we're going to remain very consistent. Now, once again, their definition of consistent is different. And I told them before the challenge started, if you only work Monday through Friday, then that's going to be your consistency, Monday through Friday. Some of them made a decision, you know what, during this challenge for the month of September, they may work a day on the weekend when they didn't normally do it. But that was their decision. They didn't have to. But for that month of September, they had to define what their consistency looked like, what their business looked like, their business hours looked like, and once again, made that decision to be consistent with it. And so far, like I said, we're on day 8. We're on day 8 right now. And so the thing is, it has been, like I tell you, every single day they're coming in and they have been, they've been closing sales. They've been like, I went live for the first time. But like, it's so amazing. It's so amazing. Okay, I got a couple of questions. So Jelana said, is it too late? Yeah, Jelana. The only reason why I say because we had to join by September the last Saturday, because that's when we had the live masterclass. So yeah, it's too late to join the challenge. Allison said, hey Beverly, if I were to do this for a podcast, how would I connect with my audience? Share my Facebook group or just before active inside of my growing up? Okay, so Allison, I need you to ask me that question one more time, so I'm not super crystal clear. You said if I were to do this for a podcast, do you mean building an audience for your podcast? How would I connect with my audience? Share my Facebook group. So I'm thinking I'm catching what you're saying, so I'm going to speak to what I think you're saying, and then if I'm wrong or if I'm missing it, come back and correct me, okay, Allison? So I think what Allison is saying is, if she has a podcast, how can she build a community from her podcast listeners? This is what I'm thinking Allison is saying. And so, Allison, you can do that a couple of different ways, because if you look at, some of the people who do have podcasts and their audience, like, when is the next episode dropping? When is the next episode dropping? Like, one, you want to, once again, build that anticipation for the next episode. And just like you said, if you have a Facebook group that you want to drive your listeners to, that's a powerful space. Like, you can drive them to like a Facebook group if you want to. So that way you have them in a captive audience. You can also make sure that you're sharing your downloadable so you can get them on your email list, because your email list is another powerful place for you to build community. So that way you can have consistent communication with those people who are your podcast listeners. So let me know, Allison, if I'm on the right track with your question. I think that's what she's asking, but I'm not 100% sure. So that is definitely one way that you can build community with your podcast listeners, because I know a lot of you guys, you do have podcasts. And so once again, think about those episodes, because with your podcast, every one of your episodes doesn't have to be, where you're interviewing other people and stuff like that. You can have it where you're just having those conversations with them as well. Some people with their podcast, they have it where it's like a video podcast. So once again, people can actually see them and all that good stuff like that. So, there's a couple of different ways that you can certainly build those communities with that. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Okay, perfect. I love that question. So you guys, like I said, there's definitely a couple of different ways. And Allison, bring that into the challenge, the Facebook group. Bring that question into the challenge as well. Post that in the challenge group too, so the other people who do have a podcast, they can see some various ways, and we can brainstorm some other ways to be able to build communities for those of us who are podcasters. That's a good question. Okay. All right, you guys. So like I said, look, I said I wasn't going to be before you long. And here we go. I said 30 minutes and it's at 34 minutes. I said I was not going to be before you long, but I wanted to drop these 4 tips for you. Those of you that are looking to close more sales in the month of September. Y'all, I tell you, this has been a long day. So when I get off here, I'm hopping in the shower. I'm getting in bed. But like I said, this consistency. So you want to define for yourself, what does that consistency look like? What would that look like for me? And then, like I said, have that routine, have that for if you need that accountability. Like I said, that's one of the powerful pieces in this challenge is they have that accountability. And now they are breaking down into accountability groups as well. So so right now, that's what they're doing. They're choosing their accountability group, or their accountability partner. They just want to be with one other person and they're paired up. That's cool. So they have until tomorrow to find their groups, and then if not, I just put them in a group. Perfect. Yes, 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 Allison. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yes, put all those questions in the group. And this is the thing, like literally in this challenge, they can go in there, drop whatever questions they have. They can go in there if they want I've looked at people's sales pages. I've looked at people's pre-qualifying questions. I looked at people's banners, all this good stuff. Because once again, like I said, for at least for the month of September, they're going to remain consistent with what it is that they're doing, and it's paying off. Like once again, the stuff that we're seeing in there. So like I said, I'm going to put a post in the group and see if some of them will come on with me and have a conversation so that they can talk to you guys from their own perspective about what's going on over there in the challenge. Okay. All right, you guys. So that's all that I have. Once again, these 4 things when it comes to that clarity, there's clarity in the doing. Just do it. Once again, don't worry about, of course, now you're not going to have trash behind your brand. I'm not saying just put out any old trash stuff. That's not what I'm saying. But once again, you guys operate in that spirit of excellence. So once again, that clarity is going to come in the doing. For a lot of you guys, when you just do the thing, that's when that clarity is going to come. And then once again, put your offer out there daily. Make that decision for the month of September. I'm going to put my offer out there every single day. And then once again, building that community, make that a decision and make that effort to actually build a community. And then once again, having that consistency as well. That part right there. Yes, I'm telling you, another one of my challengers. Another one of my challengers. She said, I just finished an IG live right before Bev came on. Just get it done. That part right there. Just do it, you guys. Just get out there. Connect with your audience. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are awesome. You guys, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So you guys, that's all that I have. So once again, of course, if you have specific questions for me, feel free to reach out to me. We can have a conversation about whether or not I can support you. Those of you that are in the challenge, if you have not checked in yet, go ahead and check in. Those of you, if you've been a part of the challenge, you're like, Bev, I haven't been as active as I want to. Make a decision from this point forward. So like I said, you can't change anything up until this point. But from this point forward, make that decision and then move forward and watch what happens. You are so welcome, Brittany. Okay, you guys, that is all that I have. I pray you guys have an amazing rest of your day, your evening, whenever you are watching this live. Once again, if you have specific questions for me, feel free to reach out to me. And so I will see you guys on the other side of this live. Take care, take care, take care.